What's going on, guys? We're back on the road again for your hometown road trip. We're headed out to Aiken County today to go talk to Green Energy Biofuel. We're spending the whole episode talking about what they do. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
The CSRA is full of interesting people.
Well, we're gonna go. We'll leave him here.
Places.
Well, I have learned a lot today.
And activities.
Buckle up, saddle up, and get ready to ride.
And now I'm hitting the road to share them with you.
There's a lot of things going on right now.
And I promise,
Come on!
they're worth the drive. For today's episode of Your Hometown Road Trip, we're taking a look at Green Energy Biofuel, so we're headed out to Aiken County. We're going to talk about what they do and the good that they do in the community. But before we get there, we had to see where it all began. So for the first time ever, we're headed outside the CSRA.
What's up going on, guys? We are here for a very special episode of Your Hometown Road Trip because we are taking a look at a group of people who are doing some really great things in the community. We're talking to Green Energy Biofuel, but in order to understand about what this place is and what it's all about, we're out here in Winsboro and we're talking to the head honcho himself, Bio Joe. Woo! Gosh, that's the energy that we're looking for here. So first and foremost, Joe, I have to know, give us the rundown. What is Green Energy Biofuel?
So we started 16 years ago trying to solve old problems in a sustainable way. And so the problem that we uniquely try to solve is handling waste cooking oil that's generated either at restaurants or at large food production companies.
And so, like, where did this idea come from for you guys to do this?
So, man, it started in my garage.
Yeah.
And it started in 2006, 2007. When the mortgage industry collapsed, I was an account executive with the bank and I became unemployed. And so I knew a guy that knew how to make biofuel, and he introduced me to another guy, and I started making it in my garage in North Augusta.
Wow.
And then sometime later, my wife got a job here in Columbia, and so we moved back here up to Winsboro, where I'm actually originally from. And we were looking for homes to build a biodiesel business in, and we're right here on Main Street, Winsboro, that we found a home that we've been for 16 years.
Wow. So, so how many years has Green Energy Biofuel been going?
We incorporated in 2008, so 16.
And so, from there to now, you guys are doing so much now, so how does it make you feel personally, to have this journey, to where you started to be where you're at now?
I mean, blessed on a deep level. I've been able to employ my dad, my brother, several cousins, a number of friends.
Wow.
Guys I went to the Citadel with. I mean, we've got just this family culture of just good people trying to do good things with waste.
I love that, man. I'll give you a high five on that. Let's go. Now, talk to me a little bit about, about why it's important for you guys to do what you guys do.
So it was always a need for recycling, and we fill a niche to where we don't just recycle waste cooking oil. We have big, huge service trucks that can solve all kinds of other problems, as well as other service trucks that can perform cleaning services. So it started just, we needed oil to be able to make biodiesel, which we have done here in the past in-house. But then the next thing you know, a restaurant, had a mess that needed to be cleaned. Hey, can you pressure wash? Sure, so I bought a pressure washing setup. And then, hey, can you line jet? Can you video camera inspect the drain line in the restaurant? So I just kept adding on different tools to solve new problems for restaurants. And now we have this whole service side of the business that is a function unto itself to what we do and to the restaurants that we service. But so it isn't just about collecting cooking oil. We're now have morphed over 16 years into a full service company that solves all kinds of problems. And like a light bulb clicked on of, man, maybe our place in this industry isn't just servicing restaurants. Maybe we can help service other biofuel, biodiesel production companies. So we actually started pumping and hauling waste that they couldn't handle, and we built a process here, and then the big plant that down in Warrenville.
We're heading there next.
That can handle anything under the sun as long as it's organic waste, not hazardous. And now, as luck would have it and time has allowed for us to grow, we can claim that we're one of the biggest biofuel production companies this side of the Mississippi.
That is what I'm talking
And so for a little bit, it was just, we're the biggest in South Carolina kind of thing. I mean, we handle stuff literally up and down the whole East Coast.
Yeah. So we're heading over to Warrenville, in a little bit. That's more towards our neck of the woods,
Right,
where the big plant is, and we're gonna take a look at that. But I want to know, talk to us a little bit about what goes on here, and because we're trying to get the whole rundown about y'all's
Right.
process.
So again, this is where it all originated, where it all
Yeah,
started.
mhm.
And so it was some years where it was like me and my cousin that ran the collection truck.
Yeah.
And then later we were able to hire my brother, and then my dad
Yeah.
came to work for us, and it just kind of one by one we grew
Yeah.
to having a full staff
Yeah.
of people. And this facility handles all of our service.
Gotcha.
And so we send out trucks like this, which about a 3,000 gallon truck. So we can go to almost 20, 25, 30 restaurants in a given day,
Yeah.
recovering their waste oil. And that actually comes back here.
Yeah.
And we have a big bulk tanks and stuff in the back that we unload the daily collections from 3 or 4 different trucks
Yeah.
into one great big huge tank. And then we bring a tractor trailer truck and a big tanker like we have down in Aiken or down in Warrenville. And we bring that material from here to that doorstep.
Love it. Bio Joe, you are fascinating. A man who has clearly started from the bottom, and now we're here. Is there anything that you want to say to your employees, your family, the community, anybody who's helped make green energy biofuel what it is today? Let it out, man.
I don't know if you're trying to get like an emotional response from me.
I want to see a tear.
I mean, it possibly could happen. So, man, if I were to say anything, it'd be to my wife, Beth, who's our 51% owner. Beth has been with us since day one, helping to guide and provide leadership, and on the side of working in the ER as a doctor. We're blessed with our staff. We have people not just from Fairfield County, not just from Aiken County, but Augusta. We've been here 16 years, and there's no signs of stopping.
Man, I love that. All right, guys, so we are here now. We are continuing our journey. And right now, we're here where the magic happens. We're here at Green Energy Biofuel. And to talk about what goes on in this part of it, we got Taylor Strickland here. Taylor, how you doing today, sir?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing excellent. So just to give you guys a little bit of a backstory, Taylor and I have known each other for quite some time. We used to do improv together, so, all kinds of fun stuff here. Yeah. But happy to have Taylor out here today to talk about what you guys do out here. So give us a little bit of a rundown about what goes on in this part of Green Energy Biofuel.
Well, this is our processing plant. All the fats, oils, and grease that we collect from restaurants, industrial factories, food manufacturers is brought here, processed, where we separate the oil, the sludge, and the good oil. Then we unload our good oil over the rail, ship it out. We treat the water in-house, and all that sludge eventually gets composted and sent to our composting facility, Resoil Compost.
Wow. Okay, and so I know that you guys got some really awesome machinery out here. We've talked about it before. I think one of them was the deep packager?
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, we also take food waste in from food manufacturers, whether it's packaged food waste or like packaged mayonnaise, for example. That mayonnaise is made up of about 75 to 80% of oil. And what we can do is we can take packaged food waste, put it into the packager, where it's then ground up. All the cardboard and plastic goes one way, and then all that organic material, we recover it. And if it's mayonnaise, we'll heat it up, take the oil out, and then all the other organic waste is then sent to Resoil Compost for composting. And we can take that good oil, upcycle it, and it goes for biofuel and feedstock productions.
Now, Taylor, talk to me a little bit about, in your opinion, what is so important about the work that you guys do here and how it helps the community?
Well, it just takes all this material that would eventually end up in the landfill, You don't want oil in a landfill. You don't want too much food waste in the landfill when it can be upcycled. And so we can just recover a lot of stuff, and then even that packaging goes for recycling, so it's a zero landfill solution to a problem.
Now, with all the stuff that you guys do here, I know that you guys do stuff with businesses and getting some of their waste, but I want to talk about, is there any way that a regular person, is there any way that they can help out, and what's the kind of stuff that they can do to help out with y'all's process?
Yes, well, we collect oil at recycling centers. We even have an oil collection bin out in front of our plant.
All right, guys, so we're out here with my guy Jason right now. Jason, how you doing today, sir? We'll fist bump it. Bah! And so we're out here right now. We're at one of their bins right now. So if you were trying to, get rid of your oil yourself, we're gonna get a little bit of a demonstration here right now, a little bit about what the process is like, so you can help keep this environment safe. And we're gonna talk about how restaurants could possibly do it as well. So I'm gonna let this guy take over, give us a little bit of the rundown.
So first of all, we got our used cooking oil bin here. And we've got these behind recycling centers, restaurants, some small communities take them, and all you do is you lift this lid, there's a grate right there, you take your used cooking oil and you slowly pour it inside of there, like this here. This is kind of a strainer, so the oil will go down in them holes and all of the solid particles will stay on top of that filter there. It'll strain, it'll go in there. We'll have a truck come pick it up every 30 days. And that's gonna divert these waste streams out of our sewage and our creeks and wildlife areas.
You gotta love that. And so, if I'm a regular person, I can just pull up here and do this, and now if you're a restaurant, what do you gotta do?
Same thing,
Same
man.
thing.
They're out behind the trash bin. You just walk out there, lift the lid, pour it in carefully, put it down, shut the lid, and keep moving.
Love it, love it, love it. So you're going to show us also how to do some testing on this as well? Is that what we're about to do?
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look at it.
Yes, sir. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get this oil up in here.
Yeah.
We're gonna wipe this off as to not get oil all over our customers' property or anything that could be close by. We're really careful about that because this stuff can get everywhere and it can make a mess.
This is like when I check the oil on my car, but times 100.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For the most part. So what'll happen is all your good clean oil will come up here. All this sediment and stuff will come down here. All these solids. We'll stick it in this bucket here. We'll release this stick. Everything will go down in there. So what we'll do from there, we'll take a sample of it. We'll stick it in a centrifuge. It spins really fast.
Yeah.
It'll separate all the water and all the solids to one side. It'll leave nothing but pristine, clean oil up top.
Wow. And so what's the purpose of doing this test? Just out of curiosity.
So it's gonna measure how good this oil is. You wanna have good potent oil to run your engine.
Yeah.
So we don't wanna put some filth in there.
No.
So we're gonna sample it. We're gonna make sure it looks good.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't, we're gonna bring it here. We're gonna recycle it. We're gonna do what we need to with it to keep it diverted from these other hazardous waste streams.
And so why should someone not just, take their oil, dump it, or throw it out? Why should they not do that?
Well, first off, it's bad for your pipes. All that oil, once it cools, will clog your pipes and cause a lot of problems and cost you a lot of money down the long run just trying to get it cleaned out of your home. And then also all that ends up in either the wastewater treatment plants. They have to deal with it. Certain places, it collects in the sewers where it creates something called a fatberg, and it's just a giant piece of oil lard that's frozen.
Thank you guys for having us out here. We're about to go, we're gonna take a look around in here and get an up close look at some of this stuff that you're talking about right now. We're here with Bryson right now. Bryson is gonna talk to us a little bit about the depackaging machine. Taylor talked to us a little bit about it earlier. Bryson, talk to me a little bit about what this machine is and what it's all about.
Yes, sir. So this is a depackaging machine, and what we do here is we will take these pallets of material, specifically either liquids that contain oils in them, such as mayonnaise and salad dressings, or if we're processing some organic material, it will be things such as produce. And then from there, we will empty the pallets through the hopper right here, and it will run up through these screws here, and it will drop into the depacker machine.
Yeah.
And that depacker machine has paddles, and the paddles will tear it up and agitate it. And from there, you either will go through here, the organic material, into that that little 40 yard right there. And liquids will go through here to these tanks right here for further processing. So it is an excellent machine, a great way to cut back from a lot of the waste that's out there in the world. So we're trying to do my part to help out the community the best way I can.
I love that, man. High five on that.
Yes,
How long have you been out here, Bryson?
Just a little over 2 years, yes, sir.
So how incredible is it? Like, I'd never seen a machine like this before in my life. So how, in your mind, from you getting the chance to work with it, how cool is this machine and what it does?
It's like I said, if you look at this hippo right here, that he is determined just as much as I am. Yes, sir.
The hippo's determined as much
Yes,
as you
sir.
are.
So as you know, this is called the Hungry Hippo, and it sure is hungry. So like I said, it's a great way to make a personal impact with the environment and everything. So
you guys have named this bad boy.
oh yeah, for sure.
Love it, love it.
Yes,
So
sir.
the hungry hippo
Yes, sir.
chews it up, spits it out. And so how, this whole process, how long does it take just in general?
We can usually process around a truckload of material, so that's around 26 pallets, and we can process anywhere from 1 to maybe even 3 truckloads a day.
Wow.
Yes,
All right, guys, so our green energy biofuel journey is coming to an end, and we are here for our last stop of the day. Joe is back, and did you change outfits?
I did one of these and changed my whole outfit and my demeanor. I just feel better and happier here now.
I wish I would have known. I would have changed outfits too, but that's okay, and that's fine. But okay, so we're here for our last stop, here for the final process, so you guys can see everything that these guys do. So tell us, Joe, a little bit about where we're at right now and what's going on here behind us.
This is the end of life for all the food waste and production waste from our business, as well as a lot of food service companies. And so the material behind us here actually comes from 2 other industries. So we have this other material, that's your traditional tree grinding material.
Yeah.
And that is a multi-species of all different kinds. And so in order to make compost, you have to have a carbon source that you mix with your nitrogen material. So vegetables and food and things. But then any sugary waste, boy, it ignites. The little bacteria and the bugs and everything get real excited when you mix in some sugar with the food waste. And
Nice.
We're in America, so we have plenty of sugar in our diet.
Of course.
But these 2 ingredients serve as into the mix of the compost.
Yeah.
And this allows air to blow through the material when we go inside, and we have a forced air composting process we put it through.
Yeah.
So it helps it breathe.
Nice.
But if you're trying to make like a potting soil, you need a light, fluffy material in your pot for it to drain and be a happy growing media. But then we also run a different screen in the process that produces a finer material that is more of the standard compost blend that we make.
Gotcha.
But it all starts here as ingredients and then moves through our process and gets combined and made into compost.
Now, we're about to go in here and we're going to check out, inside, and we're talking to your brother, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Am I right?
my big brother, Matt.
All right, guys, so we're continuing our journey, and we are here with Matt. Matt, how are you doing today, sir?
Doing great.
Excellent, excellent. So Matt, just got done talking to Joe out here about a little bit about what you guys do here. Now we're inside of this facility right here. So what's the building we're inside of right now, and what do you guys do here?
So this is resoil compost. We take food waste that we get from our depackager or from schools and facilities to make compost. What happens inside is aerated static piles. So we blow air into the piles. We can water the piles from above to make sure moisture content stays correct. And then as it moves through the process and gets turned and cooks, all the pathogens out, all weed seeds are cooked out. And by the time it gets to the end down here, it is a nearly finished product that has to be cured outside, but after 3 weeks inside and then a month or so outside, we have finished compost.
And so once it's finished compost, where does it go from there? What do people do with it?
So we sell it to bulk distributors. We have customers that come by here and pick it up. We also do deliveries. We bag our compost and sell it bags. We do have a couple variations of our compost. We make a raised bed mix. That is a lighter, fluffier mix for doing raised beds. And we do a sod mix, which is a sand compost mix for overseeding or over top dressing your yard.
Gotcha. And so when people come out here and they see this process, I'm fascinated right now, but when people come out here, you know, what's normally their reaction when they hear about everything that you guys are doing?
First reaction is the smell.
It smells fantastic.
There is an aroma, but it is, but that is the process doing its thing. And is a necessary part of the composting process. But they're amazed at just how it goes from something that is just nasty food waste, stinky, breaking down, to the end of the process. It just smells like good earth. You know, like if you went out in the woods and dug in the ground and just smelled good earth, that's what it smells like when it's done. So it really is amazing how it reduces the volume of the waste. And then by the end of the process, you have this just good, useful product that people use in their gardens, people use on their lawns, and it while it does feed the plants, it builds your soil to make your soil better.
Some good smelling dirt, y'all. Want to give a big shout out to all of our folks at Green Energy Biofuel for meeting up with us today and showing us all around and just getting a chance to spend time with them and see what they do. And we'll see you guys next time on the next episode of Your Hometown Road Trip. See you guys.